70s, sometimes I weigh 75, sometimes I weigh 76. But what has changed for me is my waistline. I started with a waistline of 42, and currently my waistline is 36. And when you see my appearance, you could see that I've lost weight. Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. So today I'm bringing to you my postpartum weight loss journey. And I must say it's a slopey one. It's up and down and up and down. And if you're new to weight loss, if you're a postpartum mom, please camp here. And again, if this video, if you liked any part of this video, or you feel like, oh, there's something in this video that I want somebody else to listen to, please like and share or comment so that this video gets a wider view. So February last year I got pregnant, and then November last year I gave birth to my beautiful baby girl. I would like to share, so you would have a concept of my before and after pregnancy. So I'd like to share with you what I looked like when I was 3 months pregnant and what I look like afterwards. So here is it. So basically I think before pregnancy I was 65. I was in the range of 65 kg, and after giving birth, like I think towards 3 months postpartum, I weighed 80 kg. So that means I added about 15 kg. That's over 30 lbs. So it began to affect me, really. Like, it began to affect me, and then I went to the doctor. I told her, and then she was like, oh, there could be a medical reason. And I was praying that there would be a medical reason as to why I was adding weight, because I was feeling like I was no longer the same person. I was not in my right body, right? So, and then she signed me up for some tests, and then I went for those tests, and then the tests came back negative. So that means that there's no medical reason. I just have to, watch my food and exercise more, and then the weight will go right. Well, it's not so easy. Weight loss is one of the most confusing venture you can do. Because when it comes to diet, there are different types of diets out there. When they say exercise, there are different types of, when someone says, oh, do cardio, someone would come back and say, no, do strength training. Someone will come back and say, so there are tons of different things to use. And when it comes to regulating blood sugar, there are tons. And then you see people contradicting you. Oh, gosh. During this period, I was confused. So I started when my daughter was 4 months old. And 4 months, because at my husband's birthday, I snapped a picture. And although I posted that picture just looked like, no, babe, this is not you. Like, it was beginning to affect me. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do something about this. And then people were like, oh, yeah, breastfeeding, you shouldn't be worried about weight loss at this point in time. You shouldn't. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be rigorous about it. I will just try to be moderate, so that by the time I wean off my daughter, I won't have so much weight in store for me. I would have lost some. And I think that was kind of a very good decision for me to make, because I began to understand how accumulation of fat works. So basically, when you're adding weight, it basically means, in layman's term, it means that your body has excess energy, which is converted to fat and stored it. So if you're eating more than your body is using up, then your body would convert the excess to fat, and then you add weight, right? So basically that's it. And also there are some foods that you eat. For example, if you eat high carb foods and all of that, there is a higher likelihood that you would also be accumulating so much fat. So I started at 4 months, maybe 4 months old. I started with intermittent fasting. So right now I want to talk about the different methods of losing weight, and I must say that this is not exhaustive. This is just the things I tried. And then the first one is fasting. So what fasting does is that it helps your body to use up what it has eaten, the carbohydrates in the system, uses up carbohydrate in the system, and then goes into the stored fat to try to use that up pending the time, to use some of it, tap into it, use some of it pending the time you eat again. So our body can use carbohydrate for energy or use stored fat as energy, and that is when you are in ketosis. Some people call it ketosis, whatever. I'm just using layman terms here. So I said with 16-8, that means that I'll eat within an 8-hour period and fast for 16 hours. And then I lost 2 kg within a month or so. And after then, I wanted to come up to YouTube, post a YouTube video, and talk about how people that have not lost 10 kg in 5 months, how they are not disciplined enough. Thank God I didn't do that, because it would have been I would have been very disappointed in myself, because I got to know of plateau, like when you lose weight, then you stay on that, like you don't lose for some time and then you lose again and then you stay for some time. So when I was not losing weight, I reached out to someone and I was like, oh, it's probably because of this. Probably you should reduce the number of food you eat to once a day. So like 20 for you eat within 4 hours, you fast for 20 hours. I was like, Shane, why me? Are you guys kidding me? Fasting guys. Are you guys like for real? Are you kidding me? Well, don't mind me. I went further than that. I did. There was a point I was doing 1 meal a day, and at some point I tried alternate fasting even while breastfeeding. So I'll come to that. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I stopped. And then the second method is caloric deficit. Those ones say you can eat at any time. Just make sure that what you are eating is smaller than what your body needs, so that your body, when your body does not have enough, it will tap into the fat stored in your body and use it up. So I did that for a while, but then it is well. And then I got someone introduced me to something else. 10,000 steps a day. So this one, the aim is to move more. So you can eat your normal meals, but then your body, you are using more energy than your body would require within the day. So at some point I did it. At some point I stopped, because right now it's not so visible for me anymore, because we're going into winter and then outside will be cold. You wouldn't expect me to be doing 10,000 steps a day outside. And then with respect to moving more, I decided to, I think this month, I decided to enroll to the gym. And this basically are the things that I tried. But one thing that stood out for me is this. So while doing the fasting, the caloric deficit, and this, I got to learn that when you take in high carbohydrate foods, you tend to store more fat. But when you introduce more protein into your food, you get to lose. You get to build muscles, and then you don't store as much fat. So the more the muscles you build, the faster your metabolism. So what I'm saying in this, what I'm putting into this video is like different, like long hours and long days of listening to different things. So one thing I did is to introduce protein. At first I got this, but after exhausting this can, I got to learn that whey protein, some people were arguing that it's good, some people were arguing that it's not so good, artificial sugar, artificial this and that and all of that. I was like, okay, I'll go for plant-based protein. So for this plant-based, this is actually my second bottle. So the aim of this is, for example, in the morning, instead of me eating rice or maybe whatever we are having for breakfast, I'd rather take this. Sometimes I skip breakfast entirely. And then on some days, maybe we're eating swallow at night, because as Nigerians, we have a high carb diet. I'd rather take this or I skip dinner entirely. So it's not like I don't eat. So basically, I didn't change my food in its entirety. I didn't change my food in its entirety. Currently, what I'm doing now is portion control. I'm controlling like what I eat, like eat little or eat sometimes. I eat, for example, if I don't eat in the morning, I eat a normal food in the afternoon, and then at night I drink this. And then in addition to that, I hit the gym maybe 3 times a week. Some days, instead of me to take carbohydrates for breakfast and or dinner, for example, when we're eating swallow, I just take this. So I eat my normal so I ensure that I'm in caloric deficit. Right now I'm not doing intermittent fasting. At sometimes last month I did alternate day fasting. I lost some weight, I did this and that, but I just felt like I want something sustainable for me and my child, and right now that is not sustainable for us. I also went ahead to get like potassium, magnesium, that was to help me for the fast. And then at some point someone told me about probiotic. I did that, I got that, but this is my first pack, and I've not exhausted it. I don't use it so frequently. At some point I was taking apple cider vinegar. I exhausted 2 gummy bottles, which lasted me for about 2 months. And then this, I've used it. So I used to take this one morning, like dilute it in water, say 1 spoon morning, then dilute it in water, then afternoon, then night, 1 that way. But right now you can see that I've not exhausted this. I'm not sure I'm going to be using it anymore because I just feel like I don't need it anymore. So basically, weight loss is a very personal journey. There are different methods to lose weight. There are different things you can do. And then what works for person A might not work for person B. Right now, I'm focusing on introducing more protein into my food and then hitting the gym. And then when it comes to the gym, I'm not going there to do cardio to lose weight. I'm basically going there for strength training. Because when you do strength training, you increase your metabolism, and then when you increase your metabolism, the amount of calorie your body will require much more calories to function. So if you are in a caloric deficit, you burn fat faster. So if there is anything that you get from this, don't be like me. I spent money. I got Metamucil, I got MCT oil, I got different crazy shit. But right now I've gotten to what works for me, and I'm sticking by what works for me. So I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things from this video. Yeah. So one more thing I wanted to say is I started with, my weight has not really changed. I started around 80, and right now I'm still in the 70s. Sometimes I weigh 75, sometimes I weigh 76. But what has changed for me is my waistline. I started with a waistline of 42, and currently my waistline is 36. And when you see my appearance, you could see that I've lost weight, or I'm still losing weight. So right now I'm fixed. I'm rigid about my results, but I'm flexible about my methods. So I'm rigid about my goals, but I'm flexible about my methods. So on some days I could decide I want to fast. On some days I could decide I want to go to the gym. I know some people might be like, oh, be consistent in one, this and that. Guys, I'm a first timer. Fat loss person, losing weight person. When I had my first child, when my baby clocked 1, I've lost all the weight loss. But right now it's like, I'm having to, do the work. So right now I'm not used to following a particular regimen to lose weight. I just I am aware of the methods that I can use to lose weight, and then I try to use at least one in a day. So thank you so much for listening, and